Bees Cast. This is going to be a fun episode because we have Luke Short and Connor Sullivan. Two pitchers, two guys that went to college together, two entertaining dudes. So, hey, thanks for jumping on Bees Cast with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yep, my pleasure.
All right, so first and foremost, I have to go straight to Monsters, Inc. because I love Pixar, and your nickname's Sully. What's your nickname?
Shorty.
But were you Mike Wazowski at any point in time in this conversation?
I mean, if you want me to be,
You can play the
be whoever you want.
Shorter than
Yeah.
Sully.
It's true.
You know, you guys are a tandem. I like it.
If we have a costume day, we might run it out there.
Or Pixar Day.
Pixar day.
Pixar Day for sure. You know, we just brought on Too Short as an owner. Like,
guy.
is he a member of your family?
I wish he was, but you know, if we win today, I might be adding the $sign to my name.
That's what I was gonna say, because I think with Too Short, we could easily make you like Luke Short with the $sign, and we could also make the shortstop like Too Short themed as well.
That'd be cool.
I mean, he is a team owner now, so that'd be pretty dope.
On the scoreboard, you have to do the $sign for Short's name.
Yeah,
Like when it says now pitching.
yeah, I think that's a must.
Maybe we get a little center field cut out, you know, in the grass with a $sign.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll have to get a ground screw to handle that one though.
Yeah.
That might be a little tough.
I mean, we have talked about, because his walkout song is Too Short.
Yeah.
If he comes out and is like walking around the mound, actually performing the song
A live
when
walkout.
he's warming up,
I love that.
that would be unreal.
And we got to get to you too in what you're gonna do when you come out this season. But like, let's drill in on that a little
Yeah.
bit. So like, you would come out with a mic and actually rap.
No, not me. Too short.
Too Short.
Too short. The man himself.
Oh, I think
yeah.
he's kind of hard to book. Like, we're gonna have him at least one game in Ramondi Park. So like, the other games you might have to rap.
We
I don't know, man. That
We could do like
that might
the
be tainting the song.
Justin Bieber like microphone on the side of the face, so you can warm up and
rap
talk.
as a
pitching? Yeah.
That would be dope. All right, let's talk a little baseball. I mean, you guys were at Cal together. You joined the Ballers somewhat mid-season. You're back now. I mean, what does it mean to you to be back with the Oakland Ballers? What led to the decision to return?
I think the talks with Aaron was sort of representing your local team,
Yeah.
which is what we preach a lot for the Ballers. So I think it was continuing that and then realizing like last year we had a great time with the team and a lot of those same faces are coming back. So we were like, it would be kind of dumb not to come back and sort of enjoy what we got started, but didn't get to appreciate the whole season. So we're starting from the jump. So it's definitely exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you guys went on a good run, you know, didn't win the championship, but I still think that obviously those are the aspirations for this year. Like, how important was it to you to come back and finish the job?
I mean, for me, it was more about the relationships that we built, like with the coaches, the players, like the entire program, like everybody in the clubhouse. Like, it was such a great vibe. And I mean, being from here, it just doesn't get much better, you know. I was doing a lot of off-season stuff. I went to a pro day, talking to a bunch of coaches in the Pioneer League. Like, it's more, they were trying to recruit and do all this stuff. And when talking with Aaron and Don, it was like, it was just a genuine relationship. And I liked that more than trying to sell me some part of the team. Like, they knew that I know, like, what we got here is good, you know? So it was a pretty easy decision.
In a lot of ways, this is like a startup that's also a baseball team. So how fun is it to just have that aspect of building something special for the East Bay fans? I mean, you grew up a fan of East Bay baseball, we'll call it.
Yeah.
So how cool is it just to know that you're kind of creating something new for people to experience?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, since it's so new, you kind of get to write the story. So I think what we put into the team and the fans and everything like that, it's like setting the foundation for the future of like what the Ballers represent from the fan base, from like the coaching aspect, like what you're getting into, being a part of the team, not only as like a player like us, but everyone connected in a multitude of ways.
Yeah, and I mean, I think in a dream scenario, you're starting the game, you're handing it to him to close it.
We talk about that all the
Yeah.
time. You know, I'm like, just start getting ready in the seventh.
Yeah.
You know, we'll be good.
That'd be dope. I mean, what do you think, though? We kind of joked about it a second ago, but I think we need some, like, dope theatrical entrance for you. What do you think we could do for you this year?
That's a great
Do we
question.
need to get, like, Pixar to get, like a Sully roar and something?
I think we get like a low rider
Yeah.
driving him from the
Yeah.
bullpen to the mound.
Okay.
Like a bullpen drive?
Yeah.
Pick up in
Something
front of the
like
bullpen?
Because we had the Bart day last year where they were going around the track, and we're like, they should take us out of the mound. It's kind of a long run.
Sick. Yeah, I think that'd be sick. I also think we should get some like smoke bombs.
That would be cool.
That could come off, like the people in the bullpen could like flip.
Yeah. Or you just get an electronic smoke machine.
Yeah.
Start that sucker up when I'm walking in. I blast through the smoke.
Program a light show with the lights.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lasers maybe.
Ballpark, yes. We're working on it. These are big aspirations. You know, it's funny though, because I talked to Paul and Brian, and they always talk about you. Like, I think you're probably their favorite player.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you know, like what do you think it is about the way you take the mound that is what they love? Like, is it the fire, the passion, obviously the skill? Like, what do you think that they're drawn to here?
I think it's, especially for me coming in late game, it's like we preach this a lot of Cal is picking your brothers up. So like if Shorty's starting the game and he puts the game into my hands, like I don't want to let him down.
Yeah.
So it's that feeling of like I have so much riding on not letting down Shorty that I'm just like totally blacked out and like super locked in. So I don't know. Off the field, I'm pretty social and friendly to be around, I'd like to say, but like on the mound, I kind of flip a switch and I don't know. I like to be the guy that hitters don't like to see on the mound. So it's that little bipolar sort of deal that bullpen guys sort of need to have.
Yeah, and like it's hard to talk about yourself. So like, what do you see? Like,
I was gonna say like, sometimes it's hard to like go out there and do it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to look at somebody that like is one of my brothers, right? It's so much easier for me to go do it for them, do it for him, you know. And I see that a lot in him. He's very selfless. He does it for the team, you know.
And what do you like reciprocating? What do you think?
Like
Luke?
if he's setting up the game, like that's his job is to set the tone. Is like I want to carry that on. Like I don't want to come in the game and then like wipe everything he did. So it's definitely like a relationship of not wanting to let each other down. Mm-hmm. So he's setting the table and then I'm cleaning the table, I guess. I'm cleaning the house. Like I'm taking care of business and he's taking care of business from the start.
And I know the Pioneer League, I'd say traditionally it's an offensive league. Like some of these parks have crazy offensive numbers. Raimondi Park hasn't really played that way. But, you know, how much of that challenge do you take on knowing that, you know, often you're playing in some parks that are pretty, I'd say, easy to hit in? You know, like how much does that sort of have to elevate your game, keep the ball down, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the narrative that I was getting when I was sort of coming in is like it's a hitter's league. There's short porches, like Raimondi's left field, a little bit of a short porch. But and then like the ball flies in Colorado, it's like all these same things of sort of leveraging against pitchers. So coming in, that was a little bit of like a chip on the shoulder, like okay, that hitters hit, like that's gonna happen, but like how can I be the guy on the mound that's like a rock? It's like he's gonna do the same thing. It's like I'm gonna hitters may get one every now and again, but how am I gonna beat them more than they get me? So
I think it's a lot like it makes it more important to stay out of hitters counts, you know, like 2-0, 3-1, like you really don't want to find yourself in that position because then the hitters get their A swing off, you know. It's more about like putting them in a situation where like, okay, I don't want to strike out, so I'm not going to get my A hack off. I'm going to just try and put it in play. Like we want them on defense, right, when they're hitting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a reactive thing to be hitting. So as long as you're in control of your count, obviously you can take advantage of that. And I mean, what type of like analytics do you have access to? What type of pregame prep do you have to do in this league? I know it's harder to get the information probably in the Pioneer League than in the major leagues. So what type of prep are you able to do to get kind of in that mindset?
Honestly, last year I was very surprised with the amount of information we were getting. Like we had really in-depth scouting reports and everything like that. So all the information you need is presented to you. So, I mean, different guys will do different things with that information. Like I'm looking at, I don't know, different counts and what they like to swing at. Shorty probably does something similar, but each guy has their own little niche of what they like to look at. But as far as analytics and information, like we had everything we could ever need.
That's good.
I think it's different for a starting pitcher and a relief pitcher too, because I'll be seeing a lineup 2, maybe 3 times through. So I can get a feel, like I'll look at the data that we get and for a couple of the guys, like a couple of their studs, right? But for the most part, I'm a big fan of watching their BP, seeing
It's
like
interesting.
who's hot today, who's hitting the ball well, like
Yeah.
if they're going backside. And I also use just the first time through the lineup, honestly, just taking notes first time through the lineup.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do something funny here. I had Tilo, your catcher. I told him to text me a list of questions for you guys for this interview, and they're not as like crazy as you'd think, but there's definitely a theme of without getting in trouble. Can you tell me a story about this? So there's a big emphasis on trouble. I don't know what that says about you guys, but I'll ask you the first question from Tilo.
Oh boy.
He said, which one of you got away with the most BS in college? And I'm not talking like Bachelor of the Sciences degree or anything. Like,
Oh, that's me. 100%. I mean, I've been around to 5 different colleges, and first couple were tough for sure. I'll put it out there. You know, I did my thing, had some fun, and so I would say me.
Live and learn.
yeah, I mean, any specific life experience you took away from the BS factor?
Um,
Without it, Tilo says, without
Well-
getting in trouble.
yeah,
You can invoke
it's
your Fifth
different.
Amendment.
It's different in college, you know, because one guy does something and the whole team gets punished, right?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
And, so, I mean, there was a time where I was in the dorms. I wasn't in great shape, let's say that. I got written up a little bit, and
no.
the coach the next day, I didn't tell the coach. He actually found out from the administration, which was like even worse, right?
Yeah.
I didn't admit to my mistake early enough. And at the end of the day, we had a team meeting. He said, all right, you didn't call me out specifically, but everybody knew. Like, he called me out. He said, since one of your freshmen got written up, we're going to be at the field at 4:45 in the morning. And we're going to run around the warning track for an hour from 5 to 6 a.m. So that was a tough beat. That was like first 2 months into college, and yeah, it wasn't great team bonding for me.
That's
Good learning experience. All right, again, the Tilo question. What is your wildest road trip story without getting yourself in trouble?
Okay, I have a good one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So it was my second year at Cal, and we were playing Utah. We beat them Friday night, and my road roommate was also my house roommate. And we go to bed, whatever. It's like 1 a.m, the phone's ringing, and I wake up and I'm like, what is going on? Like, I look at Losey, he's like, oh, why is the phone ringing? So I pick it up, and it's the front desk, and they're like, is this Connor? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you should call your parents right away. They're really worried. They just want to make sure you're all right. And I was like, okay, like, what's going on? And like, they were getting a bunch of calls. So then I look at my phone, it's on Do Not Disturb, and then I take it off, and it's like 15 missed calls from mom, 15 missed calls from dad. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I text my mom, like, is it good? And then my mom calls, she's bawling, crying. She's like, there's a scam call saying that you were arrested and you were getting too rowdy at a nightclub after beating Utah. So they had a bunch of information, and pretty detailed. They knew what hotel we were at, everything like that. And I'm like, you woke me up from sleeping. I'm definitely not at a hotel, and I pitch tomorrow. So like, that would be completely ridiculous. So that was a little bit wild. I wasn't really expecting to get called at 1 a.m.
You know what's interesting is that actually happened to me when I was an A's beat writer. I was covering the Angels in Anaheim as the hotel, and I got a call just like that. Somebody had called my grandpa. Said the same thing.
Yeah.
And they were all to panic. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I'm just sitting here at the hotel. I had no idea.
You ruined my sleep.
Yeah, that's messed up. All right, one more from Tilo. One story that was told in the bullpen last year. He seemed very specific about one specific story that was told in the bullpen last year. Does that ring any bells for you? And also, don't get yourself in any trouble.
I can't think of one that.
Is there a funny one you can think of that maybe isn't that specific?
Bullpen story.
What kind of bullpen antics do you guys get into? Maybe we'll get that.
It's pretty loose down there, if I'm going to be pretty honest. It is a total loose cannon of what we're talking about, when we're talking about it. I think 99% of the time is not even closely baseball related. We play a lot of, what was that game we were playing?
Klein Swords he got injured and you had to get hot in like the second inning.
Oh, yeah. So, like, the total antics, and then they're playing these games where it's like word association. So you have your partner, and then you have to whisper to the other guy your word, and then you have a certain amount of guesses. So it's a lot of that, and also trying to pay attention to the game, which is pretty important.
Yeah.
Which goes back to what Shorty was saying about like reading hitters. Like I somewhat have to look at the game and be like, okay, this guy can't hit sliders, and then I'll check back into my little game. But it's a mixture of like staying loose but locked in. So it's a total wild card.
It's a lot of anticipation.
Yeah.
So you're trying to like calm your nerves by just.
It's probably a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Like you don't know when your name's getting called, so might as well stay loose while you're.
I mean, and that's a big thing for pitchers too, like to have a structure, a schedule, like you're probably getting this inning on this day, or you're not up this day, so to speak, and so that can kind of help you with that coping too, right?
Yeah, it's definitely like if you know you're down that day, it's trying not to distract the guys that are supposed to be pitching, which is kind of difficult. Everyone's pretty social in the bullpen, but yeah, we have a fun time down there. Shorty doesn't really get to be there.
Come there every once in a while.
He hangs out a little bit. Yeah, it's a good time.
Nice. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up because I don't want to take up too much of your time. But goals this season. What is the thing you're most looking forward to this year?
I think it's seeing those same faces last year, but also like all these new faces coming in. We're signing a ton of really, really talented guys,
And local guys too.
And local guys, and it's a thing of like I think we're gonna be so much better from the jump, and like we get to be here from the start anyway. So it's really creating that foundation with the guys, and then ultimately winning a championship, which we all want to do. We came up short last year, but sort of a bitter taste in the mouth. So we're ready to get after it.
Yeah. How about you?
I think like coming in last year, kind of middle of the season, we had to lay low for a week or two and kind of figure out the team dynamic. But this year, like we get to create the team dynamic and the chemistry that we all have together. So I'm excited for that, and also punching tickets and winning games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to get competitive again.
I'm ready to see Luke Short rap on the mound with the dollar sign.
Get those mics ready and get those laser and fog machine ready for me in the bullpen.
I'm taking notes. This is okay. So like lasers.
Laser, fog machine,
Lowrider,
flamethrower,
maybe
Heelys. I could ride some Heelys out to on some grass.
That might get dangerous.
Okay, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll do all that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Sweet.
all right,
Sweet.